Today, I want us to talk about Raila Odinga, a man who symbolized hope and change for an entire generation. This episode is a special dedication to all comrades, those who marched in the streets, those who actually made sacrifices, and those who continue to fight for a better Kenya. Let us dive into this complex story of Raila Odinga, the disillusion that followed, and the hard questions we need to ask. I remember when I was just growing up, Raila Odinga's name actually echoed through our streets like a battle cry. He stood tall as a defender of the weak, a champion of democracy, and the protector of our nation's well-being. Many of us, myself included, actually believed in him wholeheartedly. The youth, actually inspired by his vision, offered themselves at the battlefront. They marched, they protested, they fought for what actually they believed was a brighter future for Kenya. We saw him as our leader, our voice. The youth, actually inspired by his vision, offered themselves at the battlefront. They marched, they protested, they fought for what they believed was a brighter future for Kenya. Guys, I recall a friend of mine by the name Evans who sold his cow just to travel all the way from our village Kuria to Nairobi just to attend one of Raila Odinga's rally. Guys, when he came back after 1 week, he came back with the fire in his eyes, ready to change the world. Guys, that is the kind of hope Raila Odinga inspired in us. Guys, let us journey back to 2007. You see, the election turmoil that year saw comrades fight fiercely to defend what they believed were stolen votes. Many paid the ultimate price. Families were left in agony. Lives were shattered. Guys, in the year 2017, we all remember Baby Pendo, an innocent soul lost during the protest. It was a dark time, but we believed it was for a greater cause. Guys, in the year 2007, I was just in class 4, and I can't remember vividly the tension in the air. Our teachers tried to shield us actually from that worst of it, but we could feel the country trembling. Some of our classmates actually didn't actually return after the holiday. We later learned that they had been displaced, or even some had fallen into the worst thing I cannot be able to mention here. The cost of the political struggle that year was really painful. Then came the famous handshake in 2018 between Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. Without hiding, or to be sincere or to be honest, guys, many of us felt betrayed. It seemed like the struggles, the sacrifices, and the lives lost were all in vain. Raila Odinga, the man we believed in, appeared to have abandoned the cause for personal gain. Those who had fought and bled for him were left to languish in poverty, while he and his circle actually reaped the benefits. I remember sitting with a group of friends watching the news of the handshake. The silence in that room was actually deafening. We looked at each other searching for answers, but found only confusion and disappointment. Fast forward to 2024, a new generation of youth under the banner of Gen Z took to the street. They were leaderless, tribeless, but this Gen Z crew actually were united by a common enemy, and that is poverty. They occupied parliament demanding the rejection of the 2024 finance bill. They fought bravely, and again, comrades actually lost their lives. Over 40 young souls were lost fighting for a cause they believed in. They declared that their struggle isn't or was not actually tied to any leader, but to the collective fight against oppression. You see, guys, recently I spoke with some of these young protesters, and their energy actually reminded me of our own youthful idealism when we were fighting for Raila Odinga's vote. You see, guys, this time around, the Gen Z actually are not fighting for a person. They are fighting for principles. It is both inspiring and heartbreaking to see history seemingly repeating itself. And guys, and then from out of nowhere, Raila Odinga reappears, seeming to hijack the youth cause. He is now calling for dialogue, the same old tactic that he uses to enrich himself together with his family. It raises the question, was he using innocent youth for his own gain all along? Does he want to tell us that the blood of our comrades from 2007 to today was shed in vain? My friends, I could not help but think of my friend Evans, my good friend who had been so inspired by Raila Odinga, my friend who sold his cow to travel all the way from Kuria to Nairobi to attend one of Raila Amolo Odinga's rallies. Guys, last I heard, he was struggling to make ends meet, disillusioned with politics altogether. Now, the question is, guys, how many others like him are out there? And to the fallen comrades, rest in peace. Your fight was not an illusion. Your fight was real and it was noble. But it feels like one Raila Amolo Odinga was not one of us, and he has never been one. He was a hyena in sheep's clothing, preying on our hopes and dreams. As we continue this fight on earth, rest assured, we will carry on your legacy. We will strive for justice, democracy, and the true change. My friends, I have some hard questions for Raila Amolo Odinga. I really want to know, where is Raila Amolo Odinga who defended democracy, who stood up for justice, who claimed to be fighting for people? What happened to the ideals he once championed for? How does he justify the lives lost, the families torn apart, and the dreams shattered, only for him to abandon the cause at a critical moment? Now guys, the question is, was it all for personal gain? Those are the questions I want to know from Raila Amolo Odinga. Guys, I remember very well Raila Amolo Odinga's speeches, the way actually he could rally us against corruption and injustice. Where is that fire now? Has it been extinguished by the very system he once fought against? Guys, Raila Amolo Odinga has seemingly hijacked the cause of a new generation that seeks change, not for personal enrichment, but for the betterment of all Kenyans. Does Raila Amolo Odinga understand the disillusionment he has caused? Can Raila Amolo Odinga look into the eyes of the families who have lost their loved ones and tell them that the sacrifices was not in vain? Where is justice for Baby Pendo, for the comrades of 2007, and for those who have died recently? We, the youth of the Republic of Kenya, demand answers. We demand genuine leadership. We demand a future that is not marred by betrayal and broken promises. The fight continues, and it is a fight for true democracy, for justice, and for the well-being of our nation. To our fallen comrades, your sacrifices will not be forgotten. We promise to carry on the fight until we achieve the justice and the change you died for fighting. And to the youth of Kenya, I say this, you see guys, our strength lies in our unity, in our shared dreams for better future. We've been let down by those we trusted, but that doesn't mean we should give up. Instead, let us channel our energy into grassroots movement, into educating ourselves and our communities, into building the Kenya we want to see in the near future. Thank you very much guys for tuning in to LifeLens TV. This conversation isn't over yet. It is just beginning. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and keep fighting for the future we all deserve. From Kisumu to Nairobi, all the way to Mombasa, from Lodwar to Namanga, let us keep the spirit of change alive. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed on the latest development. Your voice matters, and together we can make a difference. My name is Peter Tosh Williams, and this is LifeLens TV. Until next time guys, take care, and may the Almighty God be with you. And always remember that tomorrow is a brand new day.